This is the BG's Talk Show.
Hello there, beautiful soul. Welcome back to this electrifying realm of creativity and conversations in the BG's Talk Show, your passport to a world of boundless inspiration, brought for you by the visionaries mind at BG's Art. Join me, your guide through this labyrinth of ideas and insights as we unveil through this tapestry of talent and dive into the oceans of experience and soar through the skies of imaginations, from captivating conversations to literally adventures. We've got it all. Tune in every Friday at 6:30 p.m. KAT to embark on this exhilarating journey on Spotify, Google, and Apple's podcast. And don't forget to sprinkle some of that sand dust on our path. Share your thoughts, rate us with those five-star glowing stars, and let your voices be heard from the social galaxy. I am your host, Anwar BG. Anwar is the name, BG is the art, and Polo is the lifestyle. And today I'm here with a very, very important guest here with me. It's a writer and a poet, a mother and a sister as well. Here with me is Muskan. Let's pave the way for Muskan. Muskan, welcome aboard.
Thank you so much. I
Welcome,
feel
Muskan.
extremely welcome. Very beautiful introduction.
I
Thank
know,
you.
right? So, Muskan, before we proceed, can you tell us a little bit about yourself?
Um, so at the moment, I'm a student at the University of the Witwatersrand. I've written over 6 online
Okay,
novels, and then on my free time, I run a blog and I write poetry.
right. Right, extremely beautiful. So, Muskan, your interperspective response beautifully enraptures the complexity of identity, right? So, how do you navigate the different perspective of yourself from being a daughter and a sister to being a writer and a Muslim? How does it all connect together?
I think it all, I think it's about knowing who I am or what's most important to me, which is being a Muslim. And Islam ties you to
Yes,
being a good daughter, a good wife, a good person in general.
exactly,
So I try my best to
exactly.
take the values of Islam and implement it into those facets of my life.
All right. Hi, that's wonderful, Muskan. I love your ideas of that. Thank you very much. So your work as well reflect a deep sense of compassion and empathy. So how do you incorporate these values into writing, and what is your message? What's the message you hope to convey to your readers? The message you hope to convey to your readers. What do you hope to
When
pass to them?
so my writing past them, my writing I think ties down or goes down to who I am as a person. I am extremely empathetic. I love
Uh,
people. I see the good in everyone. So I just want to always share that
I know.
aspect with a
It's
lot of people, and I like to pour that
yeah,
part of myself through my work. So you've read some of my articles and
truly
you've seen
beautiful.
that I do, yeah, I do empathize with a lot of it,
Yes,
a lot of
exactly.
what's going on in the
For
world.
and for
Yeah.
example, yeah, perfectly.
For
And for
example,
example,
like
yes, as you said, I've read some of it. N- Not perfect enough for love is celebrated as one of your masterpieces, isn't it? So, can you share the inspiration behind the novel and the theme you explore within it?
so the novel is set in a country of war. So in this
Right.
novel, obviously it starts off with some romance or whatever, but you see through the characters their struggles, their loss, the pain that they face because of the
Yes,
war,
exactly.
and the kind of sacrifices they have
Right.
to make, to survive. So
Exactly.
it's something that not
Exactly.
all of us are very aware of, or we're not aware of it. So I try to make it simple and easy for a lot of people to understand, if that makes any sense. So yeah, it's enjoyable
Yeah.
and it's educational at the same time.
It truly is. It truly is. And our listeners at the same time, you all should go read Muskan's novel. You can find it on web novel, right? You can search for it. I'll put the link below it. Yeah. Go find it there, read it for yourself. And Muskan, as a writer and a poet, how do you approach the creative process? Are there any rituals or any creative process? Are there any kind of rituals or practicals that you find particularly inspiring?
No, I don't have any specific ritual. I just write whatever comes to me. So if I'm sitting in a bus and I feel like I think of something, I jot it down. If I'm in a coffee shop, I jot it down, in
Right?
my notepad,
Yeah.
and then I turn it into something later on. So it's very simple, nothing
Meaningful
complex.
is, oh my goodness, you are a true poet. That's very nice. I mean, and at the same time, Muskan,
Thank you so much.
your blog, you're welcome. Your blog, an Islamic platform for you, provides a unique space for discussion within the Muslim community, doesn't it? So, what motivated you to start this platform, and what impact do you hope what impact do you hope it has on the audience?
So my motivation for starting the blog is the fact that there's a lot of Muslims out there who are not really well educated in many facets because there's not enough information that's
Yeah,
available, on Islam. And when I was
exactly.
struggling with this and I did my research, I discovered that no, people are struggling with the same thing. And my blog, I hope, helps fix that
Right,
problem because it's extremely simple and it links you to a lot of like common ground in Islam that isn't really explained
right, right.
properly through other platforms, the
Mm,
basics of Islam. And I hope that
yes,
whoever comes across my
it
blog
really does.
learns from it and
Mm.
finds the beauty of Islam. And if if they're a new Muslim, I hope it like guides them to like their prayers,
And
to
hopefully
what
they
Islam's
do.
about.
Yeah,
Yeah, most definitely. So that's why I started the blog, and that's what I hope to achieve from it, hopefully.
that's truly kind of you, Muskan. Truly a beautiful soul you are. Right. And you
Thank you so
mentioned
much.
earlier, because we've been chatting, haven't we? We've been chatting for a long time, right? And you mentioned that you're a quiet nature and presence for keeping charitable acts private, right? So how do you balance this desire for privacy in your public persona as an influential figure?
You know, I think it's up to every individual out there to choose what they put online. So people only see certain
Yes,
aspects of my life, mainly about me and my work. People don't
exactly.
know what I do on a daily basis, who I'm with, or
Yeah,
if I'm having any problems in my life. I keep that
right,
completely
right.
separate from my public persona. So it's all
Yeah,
based off my work or my work personality. My personal life is completely separate
exactly.
from my social media. Yeah.
Oh my God, that's really wonderful. So, I think I'm getting the like key of it. Why you say you're a quiet person, because as you said, like you're not keeping all of your works aside, apart from your poetic stuffs. Like all your lifestyle is kept privately, and not all of your audiences will know what you're into, will know about your private life. Uh, for me, for example, me as well. I didn't even know that you were married. Had it been you told me and stuff like that. You get what I mean,
Hello?
right? Yeah, I can hear you. So, Miss Khan, South Africa holds a special place in your identity, right? So, how has your background and experience in South Africa influenced your writing and your perspective on social issues?
So there's a lot of, let me say, British work or let me say Western literature out there. African writers are
Right.
emerging, and I feel more South African writers should be emerging as well because our our
Yeah.
land is filled with so much diversity. And I feel like
That
it's such a pity
diversity,
that that's
culture
not
as
always
well. Yes.
shown to other people. Yeah. So I
Yeah.
feel like how I grew up, the food I ate, the music whatever it is that I've been surrounded by has influenced my personality, and you can see it through my work because the scenery I describe also is very closely linked to where I grew up, or where I'm currently staying, or wherever I've visited in South Africa.
Right. And then as well, yeah, you've expressed a deep connection to history, right? You told me that you love history and beautiful scenery. So how does this element inspire your creative works? And do you have any favorite historical periods or landscape that particularly resonate with you?
Uh, can you, hello?
Right. I said, you told me that you're into. I said that you told me that you're into history, right? You have a deep connection with history. Am I right?
Definitely, yes.
Am I right, Muskan?
Sorry,
Yes.
you broke up
So as
for
I
a
was saying, do
second there,
you
but
have
then I'm
any
going to answer
favorite
based
his?
on what.
Yeah. Do you have?
Any favorite historical period? That's what I heard. I didn't hear the full question, but I'll answer based off what I heard.
Yeah.
And I don't have a particular
Okay.
historical period, but I do enjoy learning about the roots, because it's good to know where we come from. It's good to know how things began, like how
Right.
cultures began, how language started, and what influenced it. So I read more into that. No specific period, no specific time.
Exactly.
I just research based off my
Right.
interest.
Okay. So that means you're into everything. Oh, that's wonderful. Lovely.
Yeah.
And Ms. Khan, in addition to your literary pursuit, you also advocate for a Palestinian rights. Am I right? You're also an advocate for Palestinian rights. You support
Yes.
their rights,
Yes.
right?
Most definitely.
Yeah, and
I
so
do.
can you
I do.
share more about
Wholeheartedly.
your activism? Can you share more about your activism and how it intersect with your identity as a Muslim?
So a lot of South Africans, or South Africa as a whole, we have a lot of protests here and there for Palestine. You see them on the news. There's a lot of posts on social media. Recently, my university
Yeah,
had an
I've been seeing them.
encampment, but it was in,
Mm,
how did? Yeah. So we had an
yeah,
encampment on my university recently, and so it's just we show support in different ways, but I feel like how I show my support mostly is through charitable acts, fundraising. I'm very involved with
yeah.
Islamic Relief when it comes to fundraising for Palestine. And as a Muslim, I think
Oh
it's
my God,
good to be
that's
charitable.
wonderful.
It's very
Yeah,
important. We must always, yeah, look out for our
it's
fellow
it's
brothers and
very
sisters in
yes.
Islam, whoever's suffering. Yeah.
Hmm. In
So
addition, that's even
whether
the
it is
personality
in
of our
Palestine
Prophet
or
Muhammad. Yeah,
Sudan,
charity.
yeah.
Yeah.
So whoever it is, whoever's suffering in the world, it's always as a Muslim, it's our duty to help them, no matter what. You know, we have to put ourselves out there and give the best of ourselves as much as we can.
This is truly wonderful. What you said is truly true. Beautifully said, Muskan. That is absolutely gorgeous.
Thank you very much.
Right. So, looking into the future, Muskan, what are your aspiration as a writer and as an advocate for social justice? Are there any upcoming projects or courses that you are particularly passionate about in the future?
So when it comes to my charitable work, I think it's always ongoing.
Yeah.
I do not have anything planned at the moment, unfortunately. I'm just doing small little donations here
All
and
right.
there to tiny projects like building a well or spreading awareness
Yeah.
about a water issue in a specific community. So it's nothing major right now. As for my
Yeah.
work, however, I am planning to
Mhm.
publish a physical book soon. I've wrote a proposal.
Okay.
It just needs, yeah, I'm just waiting for the right time. So hopefully soon.
Oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
going to
I can't. I can't. I
transition.
can't.
Yeah.
I can't wait for it. Looking forward to reading your next book, Muskan. Such amazing to
Thank
hear
you.
it from
I
you.
hope,
As
yeah.
you hear it, my listeners, Muskan is having an upcoming book, right? A hard copy book coming up real soon. So you all should be buckle up to experience Muskan next art, right? And sadly, Muskan, our talk has come to an end, right? And for the last part, since it's time, Leslie, what piece of advice or message would you pass down to young, upcoming poets and writers?
Do it. Go for it. Start writing and put yourself out there, because when you finally take that step, you become a better writer, a better author, and you meet
Yeah,
so many beautiful and lovely individuals out there that will help you channel the best version of yourself. And it's so important as a writer to get advice, to get criticism, to build yourself of
yeah,
what your work, you can't always keep it to yourself, especially if you aspire to be a big. One day,
an ex-author,
so
right?
just go
Yeah,
out there. Yeah. So do it right, and give your all. Don't ever put yourself down. You know what? It's coming from your soul. It's from there already. So it
from
must
your
mean
soul,
a lot to
exactly.
you, and
Yeah,
it will mean a lot to
yeah,
someone. Yeah. So
exactly.
that's what I love about it. So I hope it helps as many people possible, and I hope it reached the right audience, hopefully.
Right. So there you have it, folks. Muskan has said it all, and right now we'll be giving her goodbye now. So Muskan, unfortunately, is not feeling too well. Muskan, hope you get better soon.
Thank you so much. Thank you. I'm
Right.
grateful for
So
the invite onto the podcast, and I hope we collaborate in future as well. This was amazing, and I enjoyed every
right.
moment of it.
Likewise.
Thank
Thank
you.
you for accepting my invitation as well. And Muskan, thank you very much. We'll see you guys later. And don't forget to give our podcast a 5-star rating and follow us on our socials. Follow Muskan and get ready to be inspired by her next work. Thank you very much. This is the BG's Talk Show. I am your host, Anwar
Thank you.
BG, and we'll see you later. Bye bye.
This is